All right, ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
Welcome to Vibes Podcast, home of good music, good libations, and good vibes. Now here is your host, Eric Millets, and producer, Ernest Stevenson.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Vibes Podcast. Fresh off the end of summer ska party. One of the bands that played there yesterday is with us today, the Unsustainables from Chapel Hill. Thank you for coming out, man. It's awesome.
Thanks for having us, man.
What a blast yesterday was. You guys in the spectacles. It was a tribute to Terry. I meant to go on earlier and say some words before everyone started playing, but fuck it, man. You guys said everything I was going to say, so I was going to pay homage to, now I'm drawing a blank, the guy from Hepcat that just passed away.
Mm-hmm. Greg Lee?
Yes. Yeah, man. I had the privilege of seeing him about 2 weeks before he passed away at Riot Fest. That was awesome. I think we were talking about this yesterday. They played right after Guar at Riot Fest.
Oh, shit, dude.
they walked on the stage. They said, yeah, we're the band that's playing after Guar. Thanks.
That's a hard pivot right there.
Yeah. It was Guar, Hepcat, the Boss Tones.
They're still playing?
Rancid. No, that was one of the Boss Tones' last shows. The Boss Tones, Rancid, and then Dropkick Murphys. That was a great lineup that night. Anyways, though, you guys in the spectacles, we did the tribute to Terry Hall, which I don't know about you guys, but when I think of ska, the first band that pops in my head is always just the fucking Specials. They're the band that got me into ska. I'll never forget listening to that first CD. A friend of mine got me onto it. He's like, hey man, check this out. He goes, look, it's produced by Elvis Costello. I'm like, oh really? I'll check it out. And I think that the first time I heard it, I'm like, this is gritty. Like it's very old schoolish. I'm like, it didn't appeal to me at first. And then I don't know, I just kept listening to it and I was like, you know what? This is some good shit. And then you do your research on it, which I always do because I'm a nerd, a music nerd, and you find out a bunch of cool stuff, and then like, oh, two-tone ska, what's all that about? And lo and behold, now I've got it on my arm, man. Ska to me means one of the things that draws me to ska is unity, and the way that it's music for everybody, man. There's not just one crowd that comes out for ska shows, man. It's fun, so. Anyways, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and tell our audience what you guys do in the band.
I can go first. My name is Jeff Herrick. I play trumpet in the band. I play the sleigh bells.
I was gonna say.
When needed. Try to add some background vocals. That's my main duties.
Yeah.
I'm Trent Jackson. I write most of the music, and I kind of like force myself to the front of the band. Mm-hmm. I play trombone, and I do lead vocals for the band too.
I wish I had a 3D camera yesterday from when you were playing trombone to get
man.
That'd have been awesome. And you, sir?
Yes, Nuno Gomes, and I play guitar, and I try to write some of the music, but I don't. Hopefully we'll get at least one of my songs on the next record. We'll see.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So,
how long have you guys been a band?
Well, I guess we've been a band for about 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we started like cobbling stuff together back in 2018, 2019 or so. Okay. So a ways back, but we didn't really have, it wasn't truly full formed until right before the pandemic, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in fact, right. We played, I think, our first gig just before the pandemic hit, 2 weeks before kind of everything shut down, right?
I think that's right. Yeah, it was around this time of year, and there's an Ethiopian joint in Durham called Gorsha, and our buddy Darajay, he books bands for that. He's a keys player himself, and that was our first show there, was coming right off of Supernova, so it was around this time of the year. And it was awesome. I mean, yeah, everything hit. And then everything hit, you know?
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
But we did rehearse a lot. The pandemic was a blessing for us because we did social distancing rehearsals in our bass player's driveway. And so we stood 12 feet apart.
I'm sure his neighbors love that shit.
Oh, they loved it. We had the, we're the Unsustainables, and whether they were the disposable straws or the plastic straws that were out in the cul-de-sac. There's little kids on skateboards and bikes.
Yeah, people actually loved it.
Yeah, people came out, drank beers in the street.
There was
Pulled up
it
lawn
really, it
chairs.
was really nothing else to do, right?
Yeah.
If you
That
remember, we
would have
were
been
all
a cool
cooped
video
up.
to make for you guys.
That would have been.
Oh yeah, we should recreate that. We have some videos from that time, but we don't have the video of everybody hanging out in the street.
We may have a few clips here and there, but yeah, that would have been great to actually make a formal video of that because it was just an interesting time, right? We were all cooped up, so that's why we were out on the driveway and why we kind of started this, right? We just needed something to do. And I think everybody in the neighborhood was feeling the same thing. So everybody was just like, oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Here's something out there.
Something to do, man.
And then
Because
gather, and before you know it, like we're doing it like, every weekend. And then people are bringing lawn chairs and, little picnics and stuff. And
wow, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it really helped us with our performance and we just kept playing our songs and banging away at it.
And the neighborhood just they just listened and even through all the practices. It wasn't like we were performing; we were literally like practicing and writing. So.
Up in Chapel Hill, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of bands, they didn't have that luxury, right? Like if you're a gigging musician and you're going out there and you're, playing and just, trying to make it work, right? Pandemic was really hard. We were lucky in the fact that we could make it work, and it's an escape for us all, really, so to speak. So that's kind of the vibe of this band,
What was the first band you guys saw after COVID?
Oh, shit.
Good question.
That's a good question.
I'll never forget mine, man. I was at the Milestone, Hopeless Otis. And I'm like, I don't even know these guys, but they're a punk band, and it's a fucking show. So I'm going to go see them. And it turned out to be an awesome show.
Yeah. I think I just remember, just bring it on. It's like, okay, as soon as places start opening, start going 3-4 times a week, and just...
I think there were some outdoor shows in Chapel Hill and Carborough, and I remember seeing Pipe. Pipe is like this legendary Chapel Hill punk band. You should definitely check them. Pipe is awesome. They started in the 90s, and they're still going.
Okay.
And they put on the best show, and so it was so good to see, Ronnie, the lead singer. He just is a great showman, and he was so ready. He used to come. Actually, he used to ask me when are you guys rehearsing? Because I haven't seen any live music, and so he would roll by the driveway just to see us play. Because he's like, I just want to see some live music because I never get to see any anymore. So I think seeing Pipe was one of the first ones. It was great.
That's awesome. I'll have to definitely check out Pipe.
Check out Pipe, man. They're legends.
Heard of Pipe, yeah. All right, cool. What was the first gig you guys played after COVID?
We played a gig during COVID in the Cat's Cradle, which is the legendary chapel.
I have never been there.
But we played a live streaming event. So we basically went there with no audience. We played on the stage, and there was just the sound guys and the guys with the cameras. And you can find it on YouTube. And we just streamed. We just wanted to play, so we just streamed, and people watched from their houses. And we were on the big Cat's Cradle stage, for like an hour playing, and so that was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just a live stream with a buddy of ours, John May, Dwarf Star Studios, the guy who we recorded our last EP at and our last single at. So good guy, and he basically, to kind of keep things going during the pandemic, he set up these live streams, and he'd cut over to the different bands, and it was just a good way to just kind of keep something going a little bit, while everything was shut down. Yeah,
that was a sad time, man. So you mentioned your EP. Is that pressed on vinyl or CD anywhere? Or is that, where can we buy your music?
Yeah, so that is all digital right now.
Okay.
I told the guys, I said, we need to make. They told me, they said people don't buy CDs anymore. I'm like, well, they do, just because they want to support you,
Yeah.
But you can find it on Bandcamp. It's all digital release, so
Okay.
we're on all digital streaming, and then Bandcamp if you want to buy it. We actually have the live recording from the Cat's Cradle on there too.
Oh,
It's
really?
a real deep cut, I guess. And then the newest single, "Summertime in December," is also on there
That
as
was
well.
good.
Yeah.
And man, we all flipped our lids for damn Honey Dripper yesterday, dude.
It's a new joint.
Oh man, that was awesome.
That's a
dude,
scorcher.
yeah, so I mean we're all big Halloween junkies, so we're like, that's got to get added to the play. Is that on Bandcamp?
That one, we haven't released that one yet. We've recorded a live studio recording of that, and we just haven't put it out yet because we're
Okay.
kind of working on editing a little bit.
Okay.
But that one,
Soon.
yeah,
That's coming soon.
Yeah, it's got to come out soon.
Yeah.
it's got to come out soon, right?
Now we're talking
yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way, dude. I love Halloween shit, like
Yeah.
just psychobilly, like surf
yeah.
rock, like all that. That's all kind of novelty songs.
Yeah.
King Horror, right? Like
yeah.
the reggae guy, King Horror.
Yep.
Like
yep.
Loch Ness Monster.
I love that shit,
I
man.
love that shit.
Have you listened to Rob Zombie's Halloween Hootenanny?
No, I haven't heard it.
It's
no.
all surf rock bands doing horror songs, dude. It's like Reverend Horton Heat, the Lowest Straight Jackets, the Amazing Royal Crowns are on there. It's a bunch of kick-ass rockabilly bands just doing Halloween songs. It's
That sounds
pretty cool.
kick-ass,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
That's always as you guys can tell, I'm a big vinyl junkie. So it took forever to find that on vinyl, but I found it an orange vinyl. So yeah,
Wow.
it's fun. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That is my Halloween go-to album. The Specials Ghost Town is always on my playlist, but we're like, we got to find that song and add it to our playlist.
Guess we got to press the Honey Dripper on a 45 or something.
Yeah, probably.
That'd be a good candidate for sure.
Make that happen.
We never did talk about what we're drinking, man. That's another part of our podcast. So I've got something. I may have made a mistake. I don't know. I thought I was ready for something pumpkinish. And speaking of Halloween, but I got Doc's pumpkin cider here. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Old Faithful Jameson.
Got the backup there.
I'm drinking the draft. I don't know it's an Oktoberfest. It's pretty good. I got it on draft and thought that'll be good.
Is it Mechtoberfest?
They might be. I can't remember what she just said that we have an Oktoberfest on.
I don't know if they
draft.
have.
We'll have to
OMB
find
on
out
tap
later
here.
in the
Yeah.
studio notes.
It's all right.
I've just got a nice hams here. It's a nice tall boy. I didn't realize that they had Carlsberg tall boys, or I would have gone with one of those.
Yeah.
But the hams, I like the cans. I don't know. It reminds me of being in undergrad and just like being dumb and like being like, oh wow, you can buy 30 beers for $25.
Yeah.
What a steal! What a great idea.
Yeah. I was just at the Fillmore the other night for Common and Pete Rock. One drink there costs $30 when you can come here and drink all fucking night for $30. So yeah.
Yeah.
$30, Jesus.
Yeah, it's $25 for a tall boy of like White Claw. And then on top of that, it's another $7 for a shot. So I'm like, you know what, man? I have some friends that work there. They're like, where the fuck have you been? I said, you know what? Not here. I'm trying to not come here anymore because I'm tired of paying. I mean, they even got you for parking now too. Parking costs $25, man. So yeah, that's when the
too much.
Live Nation's got us all by the balls here. So yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I see you got the Old Faithful there.
I do. So I got the Labatt Blue. I like Pilsners in general when I drink. That's my favorite. But I picked this because of the nostalgia a bit. I grew up in Canada. I grew up in Toronto. So, when I see it, I usually, I'll grab it. And it just reminds me of being up there. And in Ontario, you buy your beer at a place called The Beer Store. And it's...
Yeah. That's the same thing. I'm from Michigan, so when you go buy a beer, you have to go to a party store or the grocery store. Gas stations don't sell beer out there.
Yeah.
You got to go to a party store, but that's what everyone drinks up there, though. Labatt Blue. So yeah.
Yes, that's the big one up there for sure. So the liquor stores and the beer stores in Ontario are interesting. The beer store is really cool because it's like a warehouse almost, a lot of them, and they used to have a lot of this kind of like. It was almost like takeout. You would order from a menu, and a lot of places had these. They would slide it out on a little like trolley almost.
Like a drive-through kind of?
Kind of, but you would walk in and get it. But it would be freezing in there too, like you'd be in like a fridge when you walked in, and it was just.
They had drive-through beer stores up in.
Okay. Yeah, you didn't want to get out. You didn't want to get out of your car.
Drive in, order 40 a damn Mickey's. They'll hand it to you in your car, and you can drive off.
It's brilliant. I went to school out in Indiana, and I remember, and we were right over the state line, right? So on Sundays, right, the blue law in Indiana was like you couldn't get beer on Sundays, and so we drive up north to Michigan if we want to get booze on a Sunday. And then during the summer, they would all drive south from Michigan to Indiana if they wanted to grab fireworks.
Oh yeah. Because they're not legal. Well, actually, we used to have to drive to Ohio to go and get them when I lived up there. But
okay, I got you.
Here, you can drive to South Carolina and go get them because they're not legal in North Carolina. I live right on the border, so there's like 13 shops right on the border there, and everyone's got the same old shit. Just go in there and spend $1 million and burn it all up in 20 minutes. It's great.
Here's a funny thing is, so I was a bartender for a little bit out in Indiana, and for the catering company at my school, and we learned the excise law. One of the excise laws out in Indiana is that if you are an establishment that serves alcohol by the glass, then you have to have enough sandwiches, hot soup, and soft drinks and milk for up to 25 people at all times.
That's a stupid rule. Right?
Hot soup.
Yeah.
Hot soup.
So like no gazpacho, like it doesn't cut it.
All right. I understand the food part, but the milk?
I don't know. Dude, the dairy lobby out there has got to be insane, right? I mean, shit.
We got to take care of those dairy farmers out there, man. Yeah. So what got you guys into ska? What was the band or the moment you knew you wanted to play ska?
I guess I go first. I played trumpet in high school, and I'm like, oh, what do I want to like punk rock. And then I heard somebody gave me the CD of the Mighty Mighty Bosstones, and I was like, whoa. I remember listening to that and just being
Which one?
More, what was it? More Noise and Other Disturbances. It was the one with Where Do You Go?
Yeah.
You played last night.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And then I discovered Fishbone, and I went to a Fishbone show, and like that was like a transformational experience in my life. Because I was around when Reality of My Surroundings came out, and like I was like, oh, you can really push this to all sorts of different. It didn't have to just be ska, but like you can push this band to all different directions.
Especially like What's His Nuts is saxophones. He brings out. He just kept every song. He brought out one that was bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, so that's where I started, and then I started to go backwards to the Specials. Somebody gave me a tape of the Specials, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then I bought a CD called Monkey Ska, and it was like the '60s ska stuff, and it was just like, oh, this is where it started. So I just had to go backwards from Fishbone and Mighty Mighty Bosstones all the way back to the beginning, to Desmond Decker and
it's
Don Drummond.
It's funny listening to all those Special songs and then listening to the stuff that they got influence from. They're like, oh, this wasn't originally a Special song. This is a cover. I'm like, oh shit, almost all their stuff are covers, but
yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. What got me into ska? So for me, I grew up in the Seattle area, and the local college station there would always play, ska, rock steady, reggae, ragamuffin, like whatever. It was always like a Saturday morning thing with a radio show. And That's when I got into a band called the Georgetown Orbits.
Okay.
Which you should definitely check out if you've never had a chance to hear them before.
I have not,
They
yeah.
rule, dude. They absolutely rule. And I don't think I really like realized it was ska at the time, but it was very, very much trad ska sort of sound to it. I didn't really like actively seek that out until after I got out of college, when I was really just kind of looking to play like, you know, just like weird folk music on like Euphonium or whatever. And then, you know, I put out like a feeler on Craigslist, and these guys, you know, were like, dude, you play trombone, you want to join our ska band? And it was like, all right, cool, man. And of course, that was a trad ska operation too for a little bit. And after that, it just kind of, I don't know, because you're like, what is this? And how do I get more of this?
It's, well, back in the 90s, it was not as easy to find. Ska became very popular in the late 90s.
Right, right.
Prior to that, I mean, there's no internet to go find all that shit out. You have to go to a store and dig through stuff and just, hey, what is this? This looks like fun. Like my first
exactly.
Less Than Jake CD I bought. I had no idea what the fuck they were. They were opening for the Descendants at Tremont, and I'm like, I want to check these guys out before I go to the show. And I bought their CD, and I'm like, wow, these guys are awesome. And now they're part of the reason I got married to my wife.
Hell yeah.
We had wanted to go see them one night after work. They played Tremont, and they did their Donny Osmond cover of I Think I Love You, and they started playing it, and I said, I think I love you, and she goes, what? I'm like, no, it's the song,
Nice.
it's the song.
That's a good one.
And then, you know, after that, she came over, and she still hasn't left, so, man.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
All good.
yeah,
Easy.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. I guess I started listening to ska when it kind of at the tail end of the two-tone era. It was actually popular, and I remember when it was like on the radio, and it was in high school. The local radio station in Toronto where I grew up, 102.1 FM, would play like Magnus and the English Beat and the Specials, and they even came into my high school, and the DJ would do our dances at the time, and they would play that kind of stuff along with a bunch of other stuff. But so I got exposed to it through there, and also. Some of the places where you could hang out as an underage kid back in the day were the underage clubs. They would be like the punk and the ska clubs. So there was a place that we used to go to called the Apocalypse Club in like the mid and late 80s in Toronto, and that's where all your great ska and punk bands would play. So we could go there as, you know, teenagers and still hang out all night, and so the ska scene was just kind of inclusive, like you said, like the idea of unity. So it was really cool. Not only unity across all sorts of types of people, but ages too. So we had kids and like old people and everybody right together. So I thought that was just, you know, fantastic. And then also just through some of the older brothers of kids that I knew who were listening to bands like The Clash. That was some of the first time I ever heard like ska, that sound.
Yeah,
you know?
they were very influenced by ska.
And I didn't know what it was at the time too, right?
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
oh, this is The Clash, right? And then I was like, oh, these bands kind of sound like The Clash a little bit. And then I realized, oh, this is something. This is its own thing, right?
It's so funny how The Clash got into that stuff, though, because the clubs that they used to hang out with back in London, they would run out of punk to play. And they start playing reggae songs.
Right.
And the bands are like, oh, this is pretty cool, too. And they
Fucking rules.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it's funny too, because like I was also exposed to kind of like reggae through like some of this music like that my mom listened to, as Eurodisco stuff, like Boney M. Did their cover of Rivers of Babylon, and like these kind of pop covers of like reggae stuff too. So again, back in those days, I didn't know that was an old Jamaican tune. I thought that was like some disco tune or something, right? But,
yeah, it was funny actually. I was leaving the house today, and I'd watched Judge Dredd, and then after that, the Beekeeper came on, and then I was just folding laundry, and the new version of Roadhouse came on, and the house band was playing Desmond Decker songs on the stage. I was like, I was sitting there, I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was like, okay, well, at least they got it right. And then, there's that one part where they start playing all those songs from the old Roadhouse movie. I'm like, all right, I can't watch this. I really can't. I mean, Patrick Swayze and Terry Funk are two of the legends. God bless their souls. They are both gone. But I'm a huge wrestling fan, too. If you guys haven't listened to any other podcasts, most of them always end up with wrestling or the Insane Clown Posse somewhere in the damn episodes. All of them. And I'm not the one who brings them up. Our guests always do. I try and keep it quiet, but today I broke the rules. Sorry.
We were talking about Juggalo ska the other day, weren't we?
We were?
I think we were
Is
joking
there
about
such a thing?
No, but
we were going to
that's-
vent it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's an untapped market. You understand? There's a marketing aspect to this shit. You know?
Opportunity.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
Pick up a Fago.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah.
We're just looking for the markets.
Put some face paint on.
Yeah, that's all you need.
You know,
man.
all right, we already did it. I was watching the VMAs with my daughter the other night. And I'm sitting there because I've already started my Halloween stuff, so I'm painting my stuff and doing all my artwork. And my daughter's watching the VMAs. She goes, "Dad, those wrestling guys with the face paint on are on TV. those guys that you like." And I look up and I'm like, oh shit, ICP's at the VMAs. They were there. They weren't they didn't talk to anyone, but they were in the background on like the red carpet. They were in like bright pink suits and shit. I was like, that's dope as hell, man. I'm glad they finally got invited to the VMAs, but sorry.
No, I get it. I mean, it's not that we aspire to that, but we just understand there's a lot of money to be had there.
You know, hey,
Just a lot of Juggalo
those guys
bread.
are self-made millionaires.
For sure.
They never had a hit on the radio, never had a video out that did anything. They did it all by themselves. So, sorry.
Respect.
We went there, yeah. Juggalo ska.
Moving on.
Sorry. Squirrel. I know there's a metal band that started doing ICP covers. Like they did like metal versions of ICP songs. I've not heard it, but a ska cover band of ICPs. I don't think that would ever work. I just don't. It'd be funny though. Maybe you guys should do a ICP cover.
I think what we would do is we would just
I'll do
play
vocals for it.
We would just like do all our regular songs, but we would like paint our faces and just like identify as a Juggalo ska band, and like people would probably be like, "Hell yeah!" and they'd just like follow it. I think.
You would have to get the venue to approve of the Fago throwing first, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna happen if you guys do that. I'm sorry.
The venue's in the woods, then you can probably make it work.
Maybe at the Milestone that would work. Speaking of the Milestone, man, so you guys are playing there tomorrow.
Tonight.
I'm sorry.
Tonight, yeah.
I'm sorry. You guys are playing there tonight. You guys are opening for who again?
Hans Gruber and the Diehards.
All right. I checked them out. They have a whole album of
They
covers.
rule.
Yeah.
They absolutely rule. Yeah.
Great
So
name.
So like everyone's coming off of the Supernova Ska Festival up in Hampton, VA.
We kind of had our own Supernova here.
Yeah,
yesterday,
exactly.
so, yeah.
It's just the people who, couldn't afford to make it up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, like all the bands, so I mean, that's kind of like an anchor point for a lot of ska bands coming and going. So we actually played with Pain, or I guess they're called Salvo now, but they were, previously known as Pain back in the 90s from down in, I want to say it was like down in Tuscaloosa.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah. For that, on Cartoon Network, that Jabberjaw theme song that they did.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah, man. But we, so we played with them. They were up in Raleigh. We played with them out there, and then came up here and did the Terry Hall trivia. And then tonight we're gonna be hitting with Hans Gruber and the Diehards, and it's gonna be sick.
I will probably be there. I will be there.
You will be there.
I will be there. here as of late. I think I live at the damn Milestone here as of late. I've been there so often, so much lately.
It's awesome, man.
It's
not
our
a-
second
it's not a
time
bad thing.
there. We opened up for the Toasters. If you met us there.
That's when I met you guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an awesome club. Just
We-
got a shout out to the Milestone.
If you guys ever have a chance, I don't know when Buck's gonna release that documentary for the rest of the world to see, but we actually got to go see it at the Milestone. I had all the feels watching it. I've been here since '96. My first show there was Pen 15, which is a friend of mine's old school English punk band. They went on tour with UK subs and all of them all over the world. But that place has been around for a long time. There's so many cool bands that have played there. The history of that place is awesome. I teared up. I had goosebumps. I laughed during the documentary. So it's awesome, man. I'm glad that they finally getting some recognition for that place being around. That's like our own private CBGBs down here, man. That's what it is. It's awesome. Yeah, Friday night though. Whew. I brought my neighbor and he's like, hey man, I'm leaving. I'm like, where the fuck are you? He said he blacked out. He blacked out. That's what happened to him. He blacked out and just called an Uber and went home. He said he doesn't even remember riding in the Uber home. I was like, dude, you're a lightweight.
I'm just glad he was
Yeah.
found.
Yeah. Because we were all trying to find him. Anyway, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
So is there any plans of putting anything on vinyl?
We should talk about this while
I will be the first person in line to buy your guys' vinyl. I'm serious.
There's talk about it.
We have talked about it. Like we've talked. What is it? There's like the special like cutting where you're cutting it instead of pressing it. It's a little bit cheaper and easier to do.
We have several record pressing companies here in town too. So
Yeah, that's been part of the thing is just getting connected to someone who does it, and just finding, the right price point and the right material and the right, market for it.
I wish he was here Sunday. Jeremy's normally here on Sundays doing his tiki bar. Kate was holding down the fort yesterday, which she made some equally.
He was here.
He showed up late. I saw him
He was here for like
walk in.
10 minutes.
Yeah, he walked in at like last minute. But he, $1,000 Movie is one of his bands, but he also has his own record company here in town too. So maybe you guys get hooked up with him and
Four Finger Records.
Four Finger
Finger
Yeah,
Records.
Yeah. Yep.
maybe we need a push from that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. He's
thought some
been
vinyl.
on the podcast and he does listen to the podcast. So yeah.
Well, where we're at right now is we've got some time lined up in a studio out in Mebane. It's called Ducky Studios. And I think the game plan right now is to just get something tracked and get something, maybe start to kind of get it, produced, settled into like where it wants to sound. And then I've been kind of toying with the idea of just kind of shopping it around and just seeing who wants to, if there's someone who wants to publish it, to be honest. So just seeing if you get that bump from I think the dream for me would be like Bad Time Records, like getting something published on there. But I know, because they've got it, held down as far as like the, third wave and Ska-core scene.
Yeah.
And I think, having a trad ska band in there could really, really work out pretty good,
Yeah, it could.
So,
Yeah.
East Coast label, East Coast band. I think it could be a lot of fun.
What's that label out of Chicago? I order a lot of shit.
Oh,
from them.
Jump Up. Yeah, Chuck Ryan, yeah.
I order a shit ton of vinyl from those guys, man.
So when I was in grad school, I was playing with Green Room Rockers for a little bit, and we got a chance to hang out with Chuck. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. Yeah. Fun guy.
Our friends, the Free Coasters, are on that label too. So
Yeah, man, they're from they're down in Florida.
Yeah.
I don't know where in Florida, but they're down in Florida.
Fort Myers.
Fort Myers, yeah.
Okay.
Fort
Yeah.
Myers.
Yeah, they sound awesome. They have
We've
a really,
had
really
them
good sound.
on the podcast. I let them crash at my house when they played here at town one night, and my wife's like, "Never again are you going to let a band crash at the house."
Oh man.
I was like, "Man, okay," because I wasn't offered up to you guys last night, but she's like, "No more bands at the house."
We already had the Airbnb.
Did you?
We did.
Okay,
we
good.
did, yeah.
Yeah, good.
We're not allowed to party in it, though. But
Yeah, that guy was
So
really.
yeah, I was going to go hang out with you guys last night and have some drinks, but actually
we had to work today.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like
not till late.
band life.
yeah.
I was like 9:30, and my wife's like, "I thought they closed at 9. Why aren't you home yet?" I'm like, "God damn, well, I'm gonna pull it up the driveway right now." Yeah, married life.
Yeah.
So you hear that labels
I
we're
hear ya.
unsigned band.
Yeah.
Free agents here.
There's oodles of money in it for you.
So
so
much,
much
man.
money.
I'm telling you,
Booking
man.
an eight-person ska band, trad ska band. Just think of the untapped market with the first ever Juggalo ska band.
Whoop whoop. There we go. That's what you can name your band. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah.
You got to at least write a song called that.
No. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry.
How do you know I haven't?
I'm ready.
Oh man. Yesterday was awesome. The Spectacles killed it too, man. Their cover of Ghost Town, but no, your guys' cover of well, of course, they're almost all covers, but your guys' version of damn it, I'm drawing a blank.
You're wondering now?
No. It's later than you think.
Oh yeah.
Later.
Enjoy yourself.
Or the
Enjoy yourself.
Skinhead.
Skinhead Symphony.
Skinhead Symphony.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I was waiting for you to say start stomping, but no, I was like, I've got a
you
bum
usually
knee
do
and I
that.
danced way too much yesterday. So about 3:00 in the morning, my knee was throbbing. I'm like, man, I'm glad he didn't say start stomping because I'd have been hurting.
I was thinking about it, but I was also like, let's keep it going. Let's keep moving.
You used to do that in the driveway during the pandemic. You used to get all the kids out there in their boots and the skateboards.
Yeah, just pound, like literally like stomping into rock hard pavement. It doesn't have the same effect
No.
as like a floating, wood floor.
When you're socially distant.
During COVID, Ernest, along with a few other of his colleagues, he did a virtual beer garden, and it was every Saturday night, right? Wasn't it? Yeah. Oh man. You don't realize you drank 16 beers when sitting there by yourself until you wake up the next morning and you walk out in the garage where you've been doing your Skype video all night and you see 16 empty fucking cans. You're like, well, that explains why I feel like shit today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a big one. We had 25 different states and 8 different countries represented.
Yeah.
during that run. So we got people from all over.
It's pretty good.
That was fun. I mean, it just be people talking and then, I'm not saying any names, you just vanish off the camera while you're still on camera. And then they would hear you snoring on the couch from the background. And then they'd say, hey, where'd Eric go?
Yeah.
You weren't the only one.
I know. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're bored, you got nothing else to do. I mean, I think they said alcohol sales that were at the sky high during COVID. I mean, people just sat home and drank. So yeah, I did. I mean, I was considered one of the essential jobs, so I was still out there working all the time. I can't tell you how many times we'd show up at a building and they'd say, "Yep, you can't come in." Okay, see you later. Bye. All right, whatever.
Yeah, good luck with your air conditioning.
Yeah. Hey, it's broken. All right, I'm here to fix it. Oh, are you vaccinated? Do you have a mask? Have you washed your hands? Are you sick right now? Can we scan your forehead? Yeah, sure. Wait a minute. You just coughed. You can't come in. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You're living in Charlotte, man. You need air conditioning.
Man. I know. You know what? I love Charlotte, and I've been here for a long time, but I'm ready to buy a damn cottage in the fucking mountains and get the hell out of Dodge, man. Charlotte's really bad, man. We've been ranked the 10th rudest city in the country.
Rude boy.
Yeah, rude boy.
Yeah. That's perfect.
I was talking like that, walking around the house last night. My wife's like, no. She goes, you don't even sound close to being Jamaican. I'm like, I'm not trying to be Jamaican. I'm just being an idiot.
I'm trying to be two-tone.
Yeah.
I'm just a rude boy.
Yeah. I mean, I was wearing my rude boy shirt yesterday. Anyways, how much time we got left? Oh, it's about that time.
It's about that time.
About that time to bring forth the rhythm and the rhyme. I'm gonna get mine to get you.
Oh yeah, what is that? Is that CNC Music Factory?
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. Oh yeah,
Marky
it's
Mark.
good vibrations. I want to see sweat coming out your pores.
See, here we go again. So when I was a kid in high school, I took my sister to go see him in concert. So I can say I've seen Mark Wahlberg in concert as Marky Mark.
Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah.
Come on.
He came on stage acting so hard, his chains on. He's being a badass. And then now he's doing movies about talking to a live teddy bear and jerking off and,
He's got Wahlburgers.
Wahlberg.
He does have that.
Speaking of that,
All right,
they're talking about opening one here in town. So,
I've been to one.
yeah.
All respect. We don't want to get beat up by the Wahlburger family.
I wasn't impressed.
Our
We're
business
gonna
model
hang tough.
depends on people like him.
Yes. All respect to the Wahlbergs. Donnie. Marky.
For when you listen back to this.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
That's from,
Lebowski.
is it? Yeah. I was thinking
Almost made it.
Boogie Nights, but yeah. I think it's that time. Like
It's
I
about
was
that
saying,
time.
About that time for your guys' cover songs.
All right.
All right. Should I go?
Three each.
3 each. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 off the top of my head.
Okay.
There's the cover of Otis Redding doing Satisfaction because I'm a horn player, and that's the most amazing cover. Even Keith Richards said that's the definitive version when Otis Redding does Satisfaction. It has to be live at Monterey Pop Festival. Yeah, you got to check it out. Live, Otis Redding doing Satisfaction. Number 2, that would be Jackie Matoo's cover of Summer Breeze.
Ooh.
It's
Hell yeah.
so fucking good. And then if you go to the beach and you put that on, you're just like, there's no better song for the summer. Number 3, I didn't come up with 3, but I'll think of one really quick. I mean, I love Fishbone, so they did a cover of Freddie's Dead. That's the one's off the top of my head.
Yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
that's a great song.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so for me, I'd say my top 3 are Wilson Pickett's version of Hey Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's
yeah.
like right in there, and the horns
Yeah.
are like ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-da.
Same horns as on Satisfaction, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all. It might be a Stax joint.
Okay, all right. Well, that would make
Stax Records. I mean, that
makes sense,
I mean, you
'cause
can't
that's-
have ska without Stax Records.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah, right.
I'm gonna go. This one's a stretch. I'm gonna go with it. Is Harry J. All Stars the cover of the theme from Hang 'Em High
Ooh, okay.
from the Dominic Frontier movie, the
Okay.
old Western
Yeah,
movie.
yeah.
So like I think it was like Booker T and the MGs first covered it, and then Harry J. All Stars covered it, and it rules. It rips.
Booker T and the MGs also on Stax Records.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I guess
Same
so.
rhythm section for Otis Redding and for Wilson Pickett.
Right on.
Yeah. Sorry,
I learned something new today.
Hey, yeah, we all did, yeah.
Al Jackson, man, the drummer, so good.
Last one I'm going to say is Delroy Wilson, "Rain from the Skies."
Okay.
That's a cover of someone, Adam Wade, it said. The internet told me.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Someone.
Thank you, Google.
Someone.
Somebody once told me.
Oh, okay, all right.
All right. My favorite covers. All right. I didn't make a list, but I've been listening to a lot of like the older stuff. So there's a lot of great covers there. I think one of the biggest tunes ever is Guns of Navarone, which is a cover of a movie, which I don't think I've ever seen, but I think it's from like the 50s or maybe the early 60s or something like that. Yeah, Guns of Navarone for sure. Big tune.
A lot of bands did a version of that song.
Yeah, specials.
Skylights, specials.
Yeah. So definitely a classic in the repertoire.
Big horn song.
Yeah.
Old war movie, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea what it's about, but it's a classic tune. I mean, it's so huge. And kind of in that same vein too, one tune which I didn't realize was a cover for a long time, multiple covers again too, was Red Red Wine, which everybody knows the UB40 song, and of course there was Dandy Livingston, but I didn't know
Neil Diamond.
it was a Neil Diamond song.
Neil
No
Diamond.
kidding. I didn't know that.
Neil
actually.
Diamond was
That's really cool.
my first concert as a
way.
kid. My parents were friends with Neil Diamond.
No, that's
And they would,
wild.
They would sneak in a camera and take pictures, and then sell pictures to him, and he'd use them in his tour booklet. He never paid him a dime to use those pictures, but they weren't supposed to have a camera in there anyway. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
Cool. And then let me say one more. I guess maybe not a ska song, but again, in kind of the idea of like discovering old stuff was "Police and Thieves" by The Clash.
Yes,
one of my favorites. But again, didn't know that was
Junior Murvin?
a Junior Murvin song
He
till
was
later.
so pissed that they covered that song.
Oh, he did not like it,
He
right?
didn't like
hated it, right?
Yeah.
He was pissed. He's like, "This is an what do you call it?
Like an abomination.
Yeah, he was
I mean,
so pissed that they did a cover of that.
It was
yeah.
wildly different, right?
But
I
I
mean,
love that version though.
Right.
I
I
love
mean,
it. Yeah.
that spurred off so many people's interest in the genre.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right,
mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, that was a straight honorable mention. I mean, that was straight up showing him respect, or
Yeah.
showing people how much reggae was a influence on them doing that cover.
Sure.
On that. And that was like their second album too, wasn't it? I think it was.
Police and Thieves. That
Yeah,
was
that was not on.
no. That was on the. Wasn't that on the first one?
No, the
It was on the
first one is
second.
give them
Anyway,
enough rope. The second one is just a self-titled one. That's the one that
okay.
looks like the Elvis cover.
Yeah, that's the
And
one that's
then
on.
then there's the
So
Bloody Calling. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm a big Clash fan. Sorry.
Yeah, big.
Just can't sell.
I mean, it's super. I think that's a super influential tune. People recognize that song, and because of the Clash.
It was, I didn't know that at first, and I was listening to it one day in my garage, and my buddy, who's a big reggae head, started singing along with me. I'm like, "How the fuck do you know this song?" He goes, "This isn't their song." I was like, "I didn't know that," and then I went back and did some research. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
okay," and then that's how I found out he was kind of pissed that they did a cover of that. But anyways,
Yeah.
I've got three. I've always got a million of these damn songs. So I already mentioned one, so I got to bring it back up again, just because my wife's probably listening. Is the Less Than Jake cover of "I Think I Love You"? That was an awesome cover. I've always been a big Less Than Jake fan. I've seen him a million times. I've got the full 45 box set of "Hello from Rockview," but I didn't have a chance to play it last night. But I got a mispressing, and they put two of the same record in there. So I don't have "History of a Boring Town." That's the one song that I don't have in the 45 in there. And that's my favorite song off the whole record. So, oh well. Yeah. Less Than Jake. Let's see here, because I'm cheating too. You know what? Bucko 9, Pass the Dutchie. That's an awesome one.
Oh yeah, we do that one sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Do you really? Yeah.
We do.
We did a Christmas song where we did "Pass the Cookies" for the kids.
Yeah,
We did the outdoor show during COVID, and we did the "Pass the Cookies."
I think I played My Town last night. I think I did. Bucko 9? I think I did. My Town, My Street. I think I did.
yeah, you did play that one. Yeah, that's right.
And Man, you know what? The Dead Kennedys, I Fought the Law.
Classic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Yes, that's awesome. I also love their version of Viva Las Vegas.
That is a great one.
That's,
that one, no.
that's-
haven't heard that?
It's
We do.
it's the very last track on
Yeah.
Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables. It's the very last track on that album, which is the album that I listen to over and over and over. Man, that's one of my
It's
favorite
classic.
punk albums of all time. What are some of your guys' favorite? What I'm not going to say ska. I'm going to say punk ska records. So
Punk
like
ska records.
So like Rancid or Operation Ivy or
Operation
Suicide
Ivy.
Machines.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
of course.
Operation Ivy.
Yes, that album was transitional.
It was.
Operation Ivy, that first record.
It was funny when I was playing that last night. I was telling my wife, I'm like, watch this place. Just give me 2 seconds. Watch this.
That record changed a lot.
Yeah, it did.
The mustard plug one where like it's the mustard man and he's got like his fist up like
Yeah.
this and he's taking up the whole
Beware
record.
evildoers.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. Yeah.
I played.
Love mustard plug, dude.
I played you last night, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I've been trying to find. You know what? Their shit's hard to find too on vinyl now because they don't.
Oh, really? Yeah.
They don't release their shit, so everything you find is from like either the '90s or the OG copies. So yeah, mine is an OG copy. I have way too much ska for anyone who has vinyl.
Never enough. I don't know about that.
Yeah. I've got $34,000 worth of vinyl at the house.
Damn.
$34,000. That's. I just got my LLC to make my DJ company legal, so I can write off all my vinyl.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, because I spend way too much money on it, man. Plus,
I
now,
keep telling these guys that's the way to go is like put all your assets on an LLC and they just are like,
Man, you just want to make us so legit.
yeah, man, that's what I want to do.
You got to get an accountant.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. We're gonna hire a tour manager. It's
My-
going to be good.
my wife does accounting, so I'm all set.
Damn, that's a good. That's a good asset.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But you took my Operation Ivy, so I mean that's just the best. I can't get beyond Operation Ivy for punk ska.
It's so funny. I don't know if you guys have seen that skit where Fat Mike, I don't know who he's interviewing, but he asked him, he goes, what's the best punk ska band of all time? The guy goes, the honest answer? Sublime. And he goes, no, you're wrong. It's fucking Operation Ivy, you moron. He's like, no. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I was like, well, he isn't wrong. So,
Yeah.
yeah. There are certain crowds that
Yeah.
I can play Sublime songs at, and last night was not one of those crowds I could
Yeah.
play Sublime for. No.
No, it's not going to cut it here. Yeah. Yeah.
Even I played a cover of so the Pie Tasters and the Slackers made a band. They put out one pressing of a 45, but it's 2 Weezer covers on it.
Oh, okay.
And I was playing that last night, and Jamie's like, why are you playing Weezer? I'm like, this is not a Weezer. And he's like, don't fucking play Weezer in here.
I legit
Not even covers.
Well, I was Jeff. You remember this, man? I was talking about doing a cover of Buddy Holly, right?
I think I do remember.
I think that would
It's on
fucking
there.
sick.
It's on
Like,
that record. So,
Oh,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
someone's already done it.
Someone's well, okay. Now we can't do it.
So
No,
one
we
side,
can't. Juggalo ska. Come on.
All right.
call me the dead body man. There you go. You can make that a reggae one. man.
Untapped market. We're in it for the money.
It is.
We're in a ska band for the money.
Hey, I'm going to the gathering next
I'm just
year.
saying, if I were to
might
pitch
be able
that-
to put you guys' name in the hat to come play the gathering of Juggalos next year.
If you were to pitch that to Shark Tank, they would all be in like
Yeah.
right away. I mean,
Yeah.
it's foolproof.
Mark Cuban, he's a juggalo, man.
No one steal that idea.
He is.
He has a cooler of Fagos right next to him in his chair the whole time. Oh, let's see here. Oh, wow. Well, that's an hour, man. We did good.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. So, Mike D, that's me. Come on. Sorry.
Get some FIMIs. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You see me and you pay your fee. Do what I do.
professionally, to tell the truth, I'm exactly what I want to be, a podcast host. Man, guys, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Anything else they wanted to?
Is there anything you guys want to plug?
We're playing in talk about our Washington D.C. show.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
October, we're playing Blueby DC. I want to say it's October 17th. It's a Thursday up at the Wonderland Ballroom in DC. We're going to be playing with Iron Lion up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our first time in DC. It's the furthest that we've been away from home, so that should be a lot of fun. Should really enjoy that.
Pie Tasters going to be involved because aren't they from Washington?
We
DC?
tried Pie Tasters. We tried Lady Hatchet. We tried a couple of folks, and I think most folks were tied up around that time. But Iron Lion's gonna show up, and we're gonna.
A lot of people said last night that you guys remind them of the Pie Tasters.
We got a lot of love for the Pie Tasters.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's great company to be in. I mean, if that's the case, I mean, that's kind of a humbling thing to say, you know.
Yeah.
We played with them. They watched us.
We did, yeah. I think they liked us. They thought we were
The
cool.
road manager was all about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He offered us weed, so I think
Oh, that's
we're in.
You know you're in.
Yeah. I went. I had taken my good friend's girlfriend and him to go see the Pie Tasters back when we had Tremont, and they were playing the cash ball. And he started playing piano with his dick up on stage.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Eric, why'd you bring me to a show where the guy's playing piano with his dick?" I'm like, I never saw that. She goes, "I'm telling you, he had his dick out and he was playing fucking piano." I was like, well, I guess I was drunk because I didn't realize he was doing that. But yeah,
I saw him wear a diaper in Syracuse.
they're
the
always
whole
fun
time.
live.
And like it fell off during the show.
Oh,
So we got a show at Hungry Charlie's in Syracuse.
I think they're all sober now though, because the last time I saw them, they opened for Bouncing Souls here in town, and I don't think they were drinking, so I don't know.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, love you, Pie Tasters, but
Yeah.
lay off the sauce.
First time I saw them, they came out on the stage and I was hammered. I yelled out, "Tim Armstrong!" And they're like, the whole place got quiet. They're like, "Yeah, what about him?" I'm like, "You guys hanging out with him or what?" They're like, "Yeah, he produced our record." I'm like, "Okay." And it just got quiet again. I'm like, "All right, well, that sucked." And they started playing again. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah.
God almighty.
Back in the day, Tremont, man.
Yes.
Yeah, the Pie Tasters. They have some good covers too. Anyway,
Yeah,
And there's
their soul
like,
covers are great.
Anybody like the Deftones?
I don't know if you guys can see what's on Ernest's hand there. That tattoo there.
We were hoping the sax player would be.
Yeah. So short, long story. When I went to the NFL draft, there was a band there. The house band for the night, and they had, every possible member that plays any instrument you could possibly think of. Tell me if you've ever seen it before. Like, there's a member of the band that's just forcing his way to be involved with the band, but he has no rhyme or reason to actually be there. So the dude playing saxophone just kept going out and getting in front of everything and dancing around. You couldn't even hear him playing. You couldn't hear his damn saxophone, but he was out there dancing, making a fool of himself, and I'm like, that motherfucker's getting on my goddamn nerves. And my dad's sitting there the whole time. He's right next to me, and he starts texting all my friends jokes about, hey, text Eric and ask him about this new saxophone player. So I'm sitting there at the draft, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? I'm like, and I turn over, and he got the shit-eating grin on his face. He's like,
That is good.
so he got all these little tattoos made. That's the saxophone player from the draft. When I went up to Asheville,
Sasquatch.
Well, his
name's Stone.
hand's gone.
Yeah,
But it said Eric's Man Crush.
yeah. So he gave one to every member of my family.
Nice.
And when I was up in Asheville for a week with them, everyone's like, "Oh, it's hot up here." Everyone starts rolling up their sleeves, and I'm like,
It's not the Too Many Zoos guy.
I started,
is it?
I didn't catch on at first, and I started looking around. I'm like, what the? Oh shit! So Yesterday when I got here, Ernest walks up and hands me a beer with the tattoo in his hand. I'm like, you son of a bitch. And then I walked over to Amanda. She has one on her neck. And then Jamie put one on the fucking cooler. So actually, we came up with an official DJ name for me now. DJ Stone.
Jesus Stone.
No more DJ Eric, because that's just so. I cringe when I see that. They're like, "Hey, DJ Eric's here tomorrow." I'm like, "God, it sucks. I got to come up with something better than that." But, anyways, thanks for being on today, guys.
Sax Man.
What?
DJ Sax Man.
DJ Sax. DJ Sexy Man, maybe.
Saxy Man.
Saxy man. Yeah. No, that's not gonna happen.
Every sax solo yesterday, we were like.
Yeah, I was like, oh, look.
Hey, look, it's you. You like this.
And the spectacles had two saxophone players.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. It was fun.
Getting nice and randy right about now.
So thanks, guys, for coming on the show. We're so happy you guys were able to come down for the end of summer ska party. Hopefully you guys can come back again next year.
We'd love to be back, man.
Help me get Corporate Fandango here tomorrow, or next year too.
Next year.
Tomorrow we're look, we're going to Winston.
Hey, the skull drug you I know that they wanted to. I think they said they had some other prior.
It's just it's just like it's like coordinating like a class field trip. It's like,
I know,
man. It's like you really like you have to get everyone's waivers. You know, you got to get everyone's schedule like 3 months in advance. Yeah, it's life running a ska band. You know,
but I mean, I'm glad we started talking about it at the Toaster show, because this was yesterday. You guys, yesterday was my first taste of organizing something like that. So yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of work, but it was fun though. Yeah,
we had fun.
Thanks for doing it for us.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It was super fun. Yeah,
we will see you guys tonight.
Tonight the
Milestone. They go on. Bands don't normally start there until about 9:00, and you guys aren't the only. You guys are on second, right?
Second.
I think we're on second. Yeah.
You could probably go in at like 9:30 or something then.
We'll see. We'll see what I don't know. I have no idea. It's a Monday night. I have
it's
no
the Milestone. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, Monday night at the Milestone. I mean, you wouldn't think there'd be a crowd, but I guarantee there will be a crowd.
You never know.
After last night, you don't know, man.
Yeah.
Wow, we had a great turnout last night.
I thought it was awesome,
great.
man. Yeah, it was super fun.
Yeah, that was fun. There were people who talked about it on Facebook and everything. So yeah, we'll do it again. Number 4 will be next year. So yeah, stay tuned in February for the Vibes Chili Cook-Off too. So
right on.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, we started talking about that last night. So. All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you tonight. See you guys when you guys come back around Charlotte again, too. Or maybe I'll come up to the Cat's Cradle and see a show finally, man. Yeah. I've never been there, so.
Yeah, you need to go.
Definitely.
I almost came out for the Buzzcocks last week, but it was on a Thursday night, so I just didn't. I'm like, no, I'm not driving up Durham for that.
It's tough.
All right, guys. Thank you.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Adios.
Shout out to our gracious host, Tommy's Pub. Located at 3124 East Wade Drive, Tommy's Pub is a small neighborhood bar that's big on music and community. Go to Tommy's Pub's Facebook page, where they regularly provide updates about upcoming events to include weekly open mic night, karaoke, and live music from some of the best up-and-coming bands in the Queen City. Thank you, Tommy's Pub, for hosting M-Vibes Podcast.
Thank you for listening to M-Vibes Podcast, home of good music, good libations, and good vibes. Please rate, and subscribe to M-Vibes Podcast on your favorite listening platform. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, consider supporting Invibes Podcast with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes. You can find the link on our Spotify show page. Email us at imbibespodcast@gmail.com if you would like to be a guest or have an idea for a guest we should interview. Invibes Podcast is produced by BWM Productions.
Opinions and views expressed by guests are not necessarily the opinions or views of the Invibes team or BWM Productions.
In the shining